Hey guys, welcome back to Fire on the Hill. My name is Matt. Today we got some deliveries, guys. I have a customer that's getting 3 cords from me. We're gonna do 2 today. If you see behind me, guys, this is a 6 by 12 foot dump trailer. It's got 3.5 foot sides. If you fill this thing up flat and kind of heap it in the middle, that's a full cord. Also, on the next load, I'll show y'all me loading it, and you'll see that it takes 4 baskets that are thrown in to fill this up. And sometimes I have to add just a little bit in the corners. That's a full cord, guys. So with this customer is an hour away. So they pay me to haul this wood to them. I guess it's hard to get in their location. But if they want to pay, I will travel. It still isn't state line, so we're not breaking any laws or anything like that. But this customer is a good customer, and I'm willing to drive for them. There's the first dump. All right, y'all saw that wood falling out of the trailer. My GoPro went down a little bit, so I didn't catch all of it, but we got our first dump done. So we're empty here. Over here is where we're gonna start loading some totes. So 4 of these totes will fill up that dump trailer to make a cord. Sometimes I do, because like sometimes these are not as full as they should be because I've pulled from them. I'll add some more later, but 4 totes like this will load up 1 dump trailer to make 1 full cord. We got some maple here, some oak here, and then I gotta go down to the bottom there and get 2 more IBC totes of oak. All right, guys, we're gonna load the trailer with the tractor. This is the main reason why I went from piling to IBC totes. IBC totes are way easier to load. A dump trailer, not so much a truck, but a dump trailer versus loading from piles. That's my one gripe about piles. It was really hard to pull wood from those because you got to get in the bunkers. You have to move stuff to get to it, and a lot of times you had to kind of sift through the wood to find the drier stuff because they don't all dry equally. So this way the wood dries better in the totes and it's easier to load. So that's why I chose totes over stacking. Noticed, but y'all saw that I ran the back of the dang trailer. It's because the tractor pedal was sticking. But man, that sucks. I mean, it didn't damage anything or whatnot, but it's just aggravating when something isn't properly working. So one thing I started doing, guys, is when I used to flip these over, I used to grab them by these, by the bottoms, but you can never get both of them hooked up. You always have to just use one, and it was starting to bend them. So what I started doing is I started picking them up to get them right side up, and then I would try to get under here to lift it, because that has more structure, and I can go all the way through with it. So that's a tip for you guys. I just started doing recently. I was just lifting it by this and it worked, but I felt that I was bending a lot of these. When if you just go past this and like tilt up between the hole here, you'll go through it. I'll see if I can get a better video this time. So this is 2 dumps so far. What I'll end up doing is dumping another load and then kind of throwing stuff to the front there. But we'll go ahead and shut these back doors. That when we dump it right here, it's not going to fall out. See where all this grass is between these totes? That's another stump I gotta get. But this first row is the first stuff that's split, so that's what I'm trying to get to it. I do have that pathway up there, but I haven't used it in a minute. Take them outside. You know, initially when you pick up these totes, they feel really heavy because they got so much water in them. So before I dump this one, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make a landing pad for this one. I'm gonna push all this up, make a landing pad for this one, so I can dump it to the front, because that is the section of the dump trailer that I do not have full. So check out the snake skin I found, guys. It's probably a foot long. I don't know if you could tell by skin what kind of snake it is, but there you go. That's kind of cool, but I do not like snakes, so I don't like that. And I don't see many snakes out here. So yeah, I guess I gotta be a lookout for those this year. And that's all she wrote. 2 cord. Well, yesterday I dumped my second load, came back home and it started pouring, and luckily I was able to get my trailers backed in and ready to go. So we're now to the next day, which is a Sunday. Let's go down to the wood yard and do some splitting. All right guys, we're down here at the splitting wood yard. Behind me is my Woodfridge 28 Pro C. This is, I think, machine is 2 to 3 years old. Can't remember exactly, but I have 200 hours on this machine and it's done nothing but work. It just does it. This does have the 6.5 second cycle time, and it does have the oil cooler. Y'all, I can't say enough about this machine. It just works. So this is what we'll be using today. I already have a bunch of this oak and maple, and the open maple and poplar kind of cut up right here. We're going to knock this out, and then we're going to get the chainsaw and start whittling away at the pile, and we're going to finish a cord today. First things first, let's start up the old conveyor. Y'all, this is a 15-foot conveyor that I went and had a cleated belt made for, and just threw on a Predator engine motor and added a belt. And man, this thing just does it. Just like the Woodfridge. It's not pretty. Well, I mean, the Woodfridge is pretty, but this thing's not pretty. It's old and it just does the job. My belt is starting to break again. You can see right here. So I only get about a year's worth, or probably a season and a half's worth of firewood before this belt starts to wear out. This time I'm definitely going to try to use the old belt and put metal cleats in here and see how that works, just to see. But I mean, this belt was 200 bucks, so it's not like it's a crazy cost or anything like that. But it'd be nice if it lasted a little bit longer. The motor has been great. The one thing I had to do, guys, if you could see, the pull cord is down here. Usually on these engines, the pull cord's up here. What I did is I went and bought this off of Amazon. I could put a link in the description. This is basically just a rope and the cover right here, that you just completely replace this. It comes with a sticker, so you can, what's nice about this is I have it upside down. If the sticker came on there already, this would be turned upside down. So I really recommend this. Just get it if you have a Predator motor. That way you have it when your rope breaks, because if you use it enough, it's going to break. But yeah, that kit is great and has done me right. So let's go and get this thing fired up. this is what we got out of those. Probably, I don't know, 10 rounds. Probably a full face cord out of that. So now we got some room to cut. I'm gonna get the chainsaw and cut up all this just enough so we can split a cord. I went ahead and marked these with my handheld saw. This is gonna be a mixture between hickory and maple. And I'll tell you what, guys, this hickory is tough stuff. It's not gonna be fun to cut. I sure hope my 400C is ready to rip, because if not, it's gonna be a long cutting session. As you can see, I'm using the 400C. The chain seems sharp, but like I said, guys, once you get into this tough wood, there's a big difference between really sharp and semi-sharp. I tell you what, guys, I've been using that Pro Yama saw that I had a couple videos back, and I think I have 7 or 8 takes through it. I've been using that 462, 400, kind of going in between saws just because it's really hot out. And I tell you what, I'm impressed with this 400's gas tank, the fuel capacity, as well as you know, its fuel consumption, because I just kept cutting and cutting, and this is, you know, hard cutting stuff. There's hickory, there's white oak, red oak, maple, which is easy, and there's a couple sweet gum pieces in there. But this is supposed to be really hard wood, and it was hard wood when I was cutting into it, but I cannot believe how long the fuel tank lasted on this. It's crazy. All right, guys, so I'm gonna finish splitting this off camera. Hope you liked what you saw. I tell you what, guys, every year, I've been doing this for, I guess, 4 years now, 3 to 4 years, something like that. It always has amazed me how fast the wood goes out versus how fast you can make it. So needless to say, I'm definitely behind. I've been saying that the whole time, but I'm really behind now since I just had 2 cord go out yesterday. I I'm going to go back to my Accord a week. I have to, just so I have enough wood for this year to cover my customer base. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.